Welcome to Module 3, Session 3. This session focuses on another key assessment resource. It's called the Words, Phrases, and Concepts Checklist. The checklist includes all the words, phrases, and concepts that ARIS helps you teach. You will use this list in several ways. In particular, you can use the list to determine the vocabulary and concepts the student knows and to tee up the next set of vocabulary that you will introduce to the student across multiple lessons. In the checklist, the words are organized alphabetically within groups based upon the Language Builder picture card box in which the word appears. The nouns come first, followed by the verbs, list of shapes and colors, occupations, and then emotions. The emotions list includes not just words, but also phrases that are taught in the emotions lessons. Then you will find words from the sequencing card box, the prepositions box, and the opposites box. Rounding out this list are the letters and numbers. The creators of ARIS realize that it is not realistic or practical for you to go through individually thousands of these words and phrases. So they have created an easy way to identify the common words you should probe first. On the Words, Phrases, and Concepts checklist, they have highlighted these important starter words in blue. They include starter words that fall into the nouns, verbs, shapes, and colors groups. Take a moment to at least glance at these highlighted words, which are on pages 1, 4, and 6 of the checklist. You can begin by assessing your student's knowledge of these highlighted words. If a student already knows all of the highlighted words, work your way through the other words on the list, focusing on those words that are important to your classroom, your community, or those for which the student has an affinity. Mark off the words the student has mastered. Continue through the list until you discover vocabularies that the student does not know. These will be the words you will start with in the language lessons with this student. For students just beginning in their language lessons, the highlighted words are good words to introduce first. The checklist allows you to track both expressive and receptive word knowledge. You can mark an E if the student knows the word expressively, R if the student knows the word receptively, or both. To more completely assess a student's word knowledge, you might also want to send home a copy of the Words, Phrases, and Concepts checklist for parents to do their own inventory of the vocabulary the student knows. Try not to look at caregiver responses until you've conducted your own assessment, so you can compare discrepancies and identify why a student may be performing better with their language skills in either the school or home environment. You will see that the checklist provides 4 date columns so that you can assess and reassess and track vocabulary development over time. As noted with skills baseline and progress tracking sheets, it is important to have a regularly updated assessment of the student's vocabulary knowledge in the student record file to promote continuity of learning across various educators and over time. Next up, the Lesson Mastery Checklist.